HoveLand Radio, oh, wait. HoveLand on the radio. HoveLand Radio, oh, wait. Listen to our radio show.
Where's the GoPro?
Look, okay. Somebody left it. Well, you know, it was my responsibility to bring it, but I saw it and I was like, this is a little crappy little camera, and I got my brand new cell phone.
It's a GoPro, Adam. It's one of the best small cameras on the market.
Yeah, well, I got, you know, a 4GS or something, and Steve's there holding it, and look, it's a perfectly viable camera. Recording on what?
What?
You have to push the button, Steve. It's your job to push the button.
Steve, you're running the camera. You think you would have said, hey, this isn't recording.
I was pretty sure you said, here, it's ready to go.
Yes, ready to have the button pressed.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you didn't press the button, so I've just been holding it for no reason.
Are you sure you didn't press it?
I just did now.
You pressed it now, so now we're filming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good enough. All right. And under my rule, the radio show is going to continue in this positive direction of, you know, it's going to be on most of the time. Most of the time it's going to be filmed.
Most of the time it's going to be filmed.
Yeah. I'm going to say I will be happy with 64%. That's a pass.
64%.
It's a pass to me in my books. I'm happy with it. It's above the standard pass.
It's just barely a pass.
No, it's a little bit better. It's 4%.
Okay, it's a little bit better than just barely a pass.
Okay, so if you think something's good enough, I'll do it at least 4% better. That's a pretty rock-solid guarantee.
I can't imagine you doing something 4% better than I think is good enough.
Yeah, well, you know what I did do?
In fact, maybe 10 or 15% less than what I think is good enough. And so maybe if you did 4% better than that, I would, by comparison, you'd be doing better.
Yes, always with the negativity from James. But what he doesn't remember is I am now the head writer of what is soon to be a pretty successful show.
No,
and I'm quite excited about it. All tomorrow's yesterdays, okay? We just did our first episodes filmed and done. And by the time you hear this, it's out there for you to watch. And it's fantastic. Everyone, you know, I've got rave reviews. My mom likes it.
You wrote it terribly. It's
No. It's a rock-solid script. And for people who are
full of exposition, and the wording and phrasing is terrible.
You think that you can just come on that...
Do we really need this light?
I don't know how to turn the light off, but you probably should figure it out because it's going to drain the battery. And the other thing, too, is if you're going to say stuff, Steve, you got to say it into the microphone, not just into the camera.
People can't hear you, Steve.
Well, I'm blind now, so I can't even see my way.
At least pull the microphone over close to you. Put some effort into this.
Here, Steve, let
Give
me
me
see
the
it.
phone.
I'll turn the light off.
We got to turn the light off. There's too much light for one thing. It's been blinding me. Okay, so we're trying. You're also recording at like a high frame rate, I can tell, because this is.
I didn't do the settings. That was you.
You set the camera and gave it to him, Adam.
That was all you.
I'm turning the camera off for 1 second. All right, look, I didn't want it to get bogged down. I thought that it says it's on auto mode. What is this doing? Okay, flashlight. Oh man, this is a good phone. Normally, I think James probably, you know.
I never touched your phone.
Well, okay, now is the light on?
No, the light's not on.
Okay, Steve, back to work. Okay.
Yeah, do your job.
I've been doing my job the whole time.
Not very well.
Back to all tomorrow's yesterdays, which I'm sure is what everyone's listening to this for. And if they haven't seen it, good news, because we're going to read a small segment of next week's script for everybody here live on the air. And James, you have to read it too, even though your character's in a coma.
Yeah. I'll read the part of me being in a coma.
No, we have a new part for you. And also, Steve is here with us. He's holding the camera. But we have a mystery guest on top of that.
A mystery guest.
Yeah. He's an actor from All Tomorrow's Yesterdays, and he's going to come here and speak to his experience on that show. And it's not you, and it's not me. It's a different person, totally different.
Is the mystery guest Steve?
No, well, you know what? Don't ruin it, okay? People are going to narrow it down. There's only 6 people on the show. If you take 3 of them out of the equation, they're going to figure out who it is.
Well, I would have seen Cram's car outside, but it wasn't there.
But he could still show up.
And
don't ruin that for people.
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
time.
And in lesser news, James is back on the show, everybody. He's back, and he's not quit. He's been re-signed up, renegotiated, new contract. Doesn't really matter because I don't like him, and I'm not happy that he's here.
Adam, you were the one who apologized to me.
Yeah, but they made me do it.
Yeah, I never should have signed back up.
I didn't... When I said that apology, okay, like, I didn't mean...
You didn't mean anything of it?
Nope. And that beer that I got you, I drank most of it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Congratulations to me on that one. I say it's a job well done. I got free beer that I paid for, but I was supposed to give to somebody else. And James is back in the show.
It's not free if you paid for it.
I'm not happy that James is back in the show, so it's not...
I'm not happy that I'm back in the show.
We can all share in that sentiment.
Rick Gold wanted it to happen. It was all his fault. Now, on to the other news. I've been officially put in charge of the mixer and the camera and everything. This is all my production now, and whether James likes it or not.
Actually, Rick asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said no, it's too much of a hassle. Find somebody else.
Yeah, you frame it like that.
No, that's exactly what happened. He came to me last week.
Okay, you know what?
He called you this afternoon and told you could do the mixing, didn't he?
Yeah.
You were literally the last person he wanted to do this.
That's not true. That's not true. He didn't
okay, the only person he wanted to do it less was himself.
No, he didn't want Jason to do it. He said that. And pretty sure he said he didn't want you to do it either. So you're just making
Jason
it
and
sound...
I both turned him down.
Jason turned him down.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever let Jason do anything important, and Jason turned Rick Gold down, you're saying. That
because he didn't want to have to fight with you over the mixer every week. He didn't want to have to put up seeing your ugly face constantly.
Well, yeah, that's not fair.
Because it would almost feel like he was living with you, and that is something that he says he could never do.
I would never live with Jason, and that should be noted. I never wanted to in the first place. All right, let's move on. You know what? Let's move on. Okay, there's other things written down here. We got some news segments planned, right?
Yeah, we're going to do some news.
You got a news?
I've got a news.
All right, well then...
One metric news?
Well, it's two metric newses when you think about it. Because mine too. Mine counts too.
Oh, so you're not splitting them then?
Nope,
No.
we each have our own.
Oh, very well.
Cue the theme song for the news.
New, intrigue, action, world, local people, people's story, excitement, pride, import, politics, weather, education, local fires. With your host, me, James Obi.
All right, it's time for the news. I know it's normally James Hovey's news, but I would like to do the news first for once because you never let me do it.
Sure, you can do it first.
You're going to let me do my news first.
You can read your news first.
Thank God. Will you also admit that this time it's going to be better and more important than your news because you always slag me for how, you don't believe it and everything else about
my news is going to have a zinger.
That's fine, but the majority of it's going to be worthless and terrible, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Now, this is a big one, okay? Everybody's all talking about, how Mars, something happened there. It rained, I think.
They found water.
Yeah.
Running water.
Big deal. Rain comes from space. So where's Mars? In space.
Rain doesn't come from space.
Well, we're in space, so how does it get to us? Think about what you're saying.
No, it comes from the atmosphere. Water evaporates, goes up into the clouds, which are not in space.
Here's James laying all this Earth space knowledge on people.
It's science, Adam. They teach this in grade 4.
You think you're clever. You think you're pretty clever about all this.
No, they teach this in grade 4. There's this thing called a stratosphere, and you see the clouds are below the stratosphere or slightly around the stratosphere, and you see once they get enough evaporated water, it rains down. So rain doesn't come from space. It comes from the Earth.
Yeah, well, I get some space knowledge that I'm going to lay on you that they just found out yesterday. There's 2 moons. Do you know about this? They found another moon.
Around Saturn?
No, this is like we've got a second one.
We don't have a second moon.
Check this out.
Unless you count your butt, we don't have a second moon.
My butt. Well, if we're going to count my butt, then we're up to like 15 or 20 moons that I even know about.
No, I think that's just craters in your butt.
Okay, no. It's your butt counts as one. Your mama's butt counts as one.
That's... Steve, did you hear that? He insulted your mother.
No, I didn't hear that. I heard that he insulted your mother.
That's true.
Steve. That's your mother, too.
Well, mostly yours.
She's admitted to that. That's a fact.
Yeah,
All right.
well, she does like me more.
2 moons. This has been 2 moons in space. Okay, let's quantify it that way. We're talking about the ones in space. There's a second one, and not only did they discover it, but it was discovered by a man in Sackville. This news article comes to us from the manatee.net that I'm the official news radio-wise liaison to.
So they found a second moon. And where is this moon?
It's right by the first one. It's just a couple feet over.
There's
okay.
a moon that's a couple feet over from the other moon.
Sackville's Adam Parker was observing last night's supermoon eclipse when he noticed something odd. I was trying to take a photo of the supermoon when I noticed in the corner there's, another moon there. After he got over the shock, he told everyone, and now NASA's all the buzz, what have you.
Adam, that was the supermoon eclipse. That was the Earth's shadow over the moon.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the picture here, okay? All right? And there's 2 moons in it. And they're pretty close, but there's 2 of them, and they've never shown themselves because I think what happened here is the smaller moon was behind the bigger moon.
No.
But it sprung forth, and now we can see it.
No.
So you're telling me I'm just looking at 1 moon in this picture that's clearly 2 moons. This is from the manatee.net. This is some pure
Okay, well, look, let me get on to mine.
Can't I just read another one? I feel like...
No, I'm going to get on to my news, and I have one short one, and then I have a longer one.
Oh, you've got a short one already, brother.
Yes, longer than yours. So let's move on here. We have my first news article is also from the Manatee.
What? You can't read articles from the Manatee because I'm the official news liaison.
Yeah, I talked
for
to them. They were like, it's okay.
You talked to them?
Yep.
I told them never to talk to you. All right, that's it.
Yeah, well, they don't listen to you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to spend your entire news article writing a firmly, worded email.
Okay, get to writing. So today marks 1 year since the Manatee first published a story. They would like to thank their loyal readers for continuing to like and share their posts and laughing at their jokes. They also want to thank their amazing writers, who they couldn't do this without their tireless contributions, and they're constantly bringing satire to the people of New Brunswick.
Yeah, so what's that mean? Satire. We've brought this up before. I still don't fully understand. Explain that while I type out this angry email.
It means it's not real news.
What do you mean it means it's not real news?
It means they make it up for jokes.
They make up this news, but yet they've let me go on here and spread it as real news on the radio. That sounds
because
made up
they think that's a joke.
That sounds illegal.
So my second news article is also from the Manatee, and it's real news articles are getting dumber, so it's getting harder for the Manatee writers to make up stories.
Make them up. They didn't write this themselves. You send me that link right now.
Yeah. Okay. It's in the document.
All right. I'm clicking on it. Real news getting dumber, making.
I mean,
jokes.
come on. The flag has a lion sticking a tongue out at us. It's literally like our own flag making fun of us. We never had to try hard. Writing satire about New Brunswick is the easiest job in the world.
So it's all made up. All this stuff. They basically admitted it.
Everything. Well, yeah. Adam, they tried to tell you that they made it all up. And you won't listen to them.
I would like to...
They've told you to stop calling them and telling them about real news stories because they don't cover real news stories.
Well, they should. I'm proposing...
And they really don't care about what your neighbor's doing in the backyard.
You know what? All this scrutiny towards my news source has come because, I always use the same one. You use different ones every week, so I can't, track them down.
Like Reuters and Time and the Times Journal.
You say them
Sun.
now. You say them now when you know that I can't just remember them. You write those down, and I'll go find out how credible they are. That they never wrote an article about themselves that said that they're not making real news. I'll bet they're not.
Because they are making real news, except for Fox News. They make everything up. That's why we don't use Fox News here.
You know what? That's fine. That's fine. You think you won this one? Let's move on. I got a special guest.
Who is your special guest?
Well, you tried to ruin it earlier, okay? So that should be noted. This is a perfectly original special guest, and if James hadn't opened his big mouth, this would be a big surprise. Steve's here, and he plays Orlando in the new hit show, All Tomorrow's Yesterdays, that I've directed and written.
And quite well.
Thank you. Now, will you please talk into a microphone? Because I got some questions that I have to ask you, interview style.
Such as this microphone?
That one you can use. That's fine.
Yeah?
You're on it. All right.
Okay.
So, later on, we're going to read a scene from the new episode, but right now, we're going to interview Steve. So, I've got some questions. These are, hard-hitting. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Question the first. Tell us about your character.
Well, my character is very complex.
What's his
No, he's
name?
not.
What's his name? He's complex, James. You don't even know the layers because you haven't read all the scripts because I don't give you the good
his
ones.
name's Orlando.
Yeah, listen to that, man.
Orlando.
But he doesn't come from Orlando.
No, he doesn't. That's
So-
the mystery. You're like
Orlando
expecting him to-
Jones.
Yeah, but he comes from Orlando. That's why he's
No.
named that way.
See that? Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
I don't think that's why he's named Orlando.
Yeah, but you don't think, 'cause that's the problem.
Will you just let us finish the interview? I wrote it all down. We'd never finish an interview. Please.
So he's
right, get
Orlando,
on.
and he's a mystery because you don't know where he's actually from. But we suggest almost through the name that maybe, perhaps, he's from Orlando, but he's not.
Well, he could be from Orlando, but yeah, he's probably not. So
You know these work both ways, right?
they don't. They definitely do not.
In fact, they have signs that say "Speak towards this end."
No, they do, just not as well.
That's right. So, next question. What's it like working on such a well-written show? As All Tomorrow's Yesterday
I'll
says,
let you
which
know
are-
when we get on a well-written show.
We're
what it's
gonna-
like working on a well-written show.
Okay, but
Well,
James
here's
didn't get
the-
asked a question because he's not smart enough to answer it
Next
anyway.
time-
No,
I
that's
write a
right.
show-
That's why James didn't get asked a question at all. In fact, nothing was addressed to you.
Nobody ever asks him anything because nobody expects him to know the answer.
Yeah, the only thing ever addressed to James is restraining orders.
That's I addressed one to him myself, but it didn't work.
Adam, you can't write down, "Hey James, this is a restraining order. Stay away from me," and then come into my house and hang out. You can't use that as a way to move into my house.
What was the question again?
What's it like working on such a well-written
What's
show?
it like working on a stupid show
yeah.
like
No,
Adam's?
hey, it doesn't actually matter how good the writing is because my acting is so astute and well that I will fix
Yeah,
any
nice.
bad production.
I've always said you were a very well actor.
That sentence, that's not even English.
Yeah,
and
you say
you're
that.
saying that you're writing this show?
Well, yeah, and that's you criticize my English because even though I'm writing a show. You know
Thank
what I
you,
mean?
Adam. This is a great show.
Thank you. Finally.
Steve,
What's
you
it
just
like-
want to watch it collapse on itself.
Question the third. Don't respond to what James said. What's it like working with such a talented actor and director such as
me?
No, not you. You didn't direct it.
Well,
okay?
I acted in it, and I'm a much better
Well,
actor
you
than
see-
we have a
anybody else
question
on the
about
show.
you coming up, so leave.
I don't really feel like I'm being directed so much as being allowed to have a place to convey my good acting styles and talents.
Yes, but can you speak to my talents, please?
Which are not.
Well, I kind of feel like I was just given a script and then I decided how the directing should go with my character and what my character would have done. So
you just read the crap that Adam wrote.
Yeah, but
no, I read the crap out of what Adam wrote.
I agree with half of what James says. If you take out that word crap, you just read what I wrote down. So just give some credit to it.
Definitely crap what you wrote.
All right, I will give credit. It was written down.
Thank
It was a steaming pile of dookie.
Okay, let's just move on. This question is going nowhere. What's it like working with such a terrible actor as James?
Oh, that's actually the
I'm
worst part of
best
the
actor
show.
on your show.
Oh, poor James and his ego. I'm surprised he could get into the studio since, they had to try to fit through the door together.
Look,
I've always said that type of thing about him. I don't even know what it fully means, but I just, I say it over and over again.
look. I'm the best actor you have on the show, and you are underutilizing me by giving me a crap character because you
Crap
want
character.
to shine.
Crap character like Beefy Fats. You took a good character and made him crap.
No, you in fact wrote on the page, "This is the crap character I made for James to play, so he will look like a crap actor."
Well, this isn't the time to bring that type of thing up. That's, behind the scenes stuff. That's supposed to be a trade secret, James.
Well, that's what these interviews are for, is for behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, well, when we
Otherwise, you would be interviewing Steve's character as your character.
when we interview you, okay, then these answers will become valid. Until then, just leave me alone about it. All right, that's all the questions that I have. So now, if we have time, we're going to read a scene from next week's All Tomorrow's Yesterdays. This is
All
exciting.
right, then since I'm in a coma during it, I'm just going to leave.
No, I wrote another character, and this isn't, you're not going to play her, but you can play her right now.
Her.
Yeah, well, I felt it was fitting, okay, because James's character, Beefy Fats, is in a coma. So James is going to play Beefy Fats' Mama Fats.
Mama Fats.
Yeah, so I'm just going to... Uh-oh.
The hell is this?
It's my phone's ringing. That's probably cut the camera off. Who would do this to me?
Adam, you're supposed to turn your phone, like your ringer stuff off.
It was Rick Pyrate. That makes
Rick
sense.
Pirate, Rick, the Fool's Gold version of Rick.
Yep, we're recording again.
We're back?
We're back. Okay, so... What was it? Where were we at? Okay, so I'm going to set up the scene for you. In this scene, Adlando, that's me, and Orlando are planning on how we're going to assassinate Beefy Fats. Okay? Because he put T-Bone Rex into a coma. And T-Bone Rex is Adlando's, pirate friend from back in the day. And everybody's in a hospital room. Okay, so I can't face you, Steve. I've got to face the screen because of the script. Everybody got the script in front of them?
No.
Give me
Yeah.
You're going to read off James' phone. Give me this phone.
Oh, so now he's going to come share with me after treating me like that.
We're going to do it this style. Hopefully this
No,
picks
you're going to
everybody.
share with me because it's the right thing to do.
I don't do the right thing to do.
James, will you just cooperate for once?
No, I will not.
Look at that. That's a nice shot. Everybody's in the shot, probably. That's a nice shot there, I imagine. Okay. So I set the scene up. Everybody ready to read it?
Sure.
Orlando, you have the first line, so when you're ready.
Oh, here, I'll even point out the lines for you. Because you're not going to find
He
it.
doesn't need
Yeah.
that.
Well, clearly he did.
I'm getting into character. Orlando, this is a man you want me to kill instead of you?
Yes, because he is a dick. And it's his fault that my friend T-Bone Rex got put into that coma.
He looks like he is that stupid.
He's probably even stupider than that.
Then I would be proud to kill him, even though he is in a coma. And it's going to be easy to do.
This is crap.
I'm coughing there. Then you should shoot him now.
Oh, my. No!
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Mama Fats, and you can call me Beefy Mama, too. I'm the mama of Beefy Fats, who I heard you're planning to kill him.
We probably will kill him.
I'm gonna do it.
Kill me instead. I'm older and don't care as much.
But you are the one. But you are not the one who put T-Bone Rex into that coma.
But if you kill me, then he can be sad about it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, who should I kill? I'm holding a gun, and I'm gonna shoot it soon.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
That's the cliffhanger, everybody. That was exciting. You got to admit. All right, that's coming up next week. I just realized I had this zoomed in pretty far because I was holding it funny. So maybe none of that recording is very good. Steve, take the camera again. You just got to hand it to me writing wise. Like that's some strong writing.
It's some strong crap is what it is. I can smell it without even I can smell it through my phone.
No, the crap
Which
part
is
is
weird
when you're
'cause I
acting,
don't have a smell-o-phone.
which is when we call it crapting. But the rest of us were doing good.
So when you check out
That's not what you were doing, Steve.
when you check out the
You were just doing a
HoveLand
terrible Marlon Brando impression.
when you check out the HoveLand YouTube page next week, that's what you're going to find is All Tomorrow's Yesterday's episode 2, and that scene's going to be fully acted, fully, we're going to have a set this time. Cameras
Fully
are going to be there.
visualized.
Yeah, visualized. All right. Rick Gould's catalog. We ready for Rick Gould's catalog? We're running out of time. We're going to do the catalog. Let's do the catalog.
Let's do the catalog.
If it weren't for that, we wouldn't make any money. Here it comes. I always get excited about that one.
You're doing that live now?
Well, I just did that little end part. All right. There ain't no party like a Rick Gould party edition. That's what this catalog is all about. Party supplies. James, You got the catalog there on your phone.
Yeah,
Pick one out of the phone there and tell me which one you want to do.
Mixed nuts.
Yeah, well, every party has mixed nuts, as you can see. These are the more useful kind of nuts.
Yeah, 3/16 to 5/8 nuts. That's not the sort of mixed nuts you have at a party.
Well, what if something at the party falls apart and you need nuts to put it back together? They're there, Don't
Yeah, but
complain.
you can't. Mixed nuts at a party are there to snack on. You can't snack on.
If something breaks, that sounds sensible to me.
See, we're going to go through all these kind of things.
You can't snack on zinc-plated nuts.
Where
They're not meant to be snacked on.
It doesn't say
Then
snack
what's
in
the
it.
point of having the mixed nuts? You could just have the size for the bolts you need.
Are they nuts?
Of a kind, yes.
Are they mixed?
There is a variety there.
Thank you.
But they're not for a party.
$40.
Moving
Too
on.
much.
$40. All right.
There's only like 10 nuts there. You can get that for like 35
It's
cents.
assorted.
At a
It's in a
hardware
bag.
store.
Don't worry about it.
Man, they're colored. All right, the different colors. So
Just so you know which one's which.
painting them's
Yeah,
expensive.
some are rusted, some aren't.
Painting them is expensive. Move on. Next one. What do we got?
Miniature inspirational banners.
Yeah, they're very small, but we sell hundreds of them for only $1. Just a giant friggin' bag.
At a fraction of the cost of a big banner.
They're about an inch long. You can pin them up wherever you want, but you got to do it where people can see them.
Here's an example of some of the things. You will find great fortune.
Yeah, and you are a very emotional being. It says all kinds of things like that. They're good times.
Yeah, this one says, help, I'm...
No, don't read that one. Don't read that one.
Yeah, that's the one that says that he's actually in a fortune cookie factory. Like, that's the one they put in the joke. Like, these are just fortune cookie banners. Like, these are just the fortunes from cookies.
We order a lot of Chinese food, okay? Reduce, reuse, recycle. We're just doing our part.
Which you'll agree is
why
very
did you
fortunate.
put that one in the catalog?
No. We sell them.
Which means somebody
Let's
might
just-
need
let's
that.
Just, let's just move on to the next one.
Thank you.
Acapella karaoke kit.
Yeah.
Right.
You can just sing.
Yeah, but this
Yeah,
is some
but
stuff.
it has the lyrics.
This is a thing with the lyrics.
No,
and
it-
also this little kind of thing that you light it on fire and breathe it in, and then afterwards you feel more like singing. It's a whole kit for it.
So it sends you a bunch of amyls, and it says here a link to Google. So basically, it just tells you to Google the lyrics to
Well,
a song
okay,
and then sing it.
it's more of a list of songs.
There's a little video of Rick explaining to you how to do it too. Okay, $40. That's a good deal.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, let's just
Acapella karaoke kit. You don't even need a microphone.
let's just keep going here.
Turns a party into an awesome party.
What's the next one?
Bounce house floor only.
Yeah, okay. You buy a bounce house. How much does a bounce house cost? We know because we rented one. A lot.
Well-
So imagine this. You could just take how many parts in a bounce house? 4 of them. You get the walls and the floor. That's 4 parts. You take out 3 of those parts, you could have just the floor.
Yeah,
but
there's a ceiling too. I imagine that's some overhead.
this here says it's only 6.5 feet by 4.5 feet wide.
It's a full floor. Nobody
That's-
bounces on the floor. Nobody bounces on the walls on a bounce
Is
house.
this
Everybody.
just a queen size waterbed bladder?
We filled it full of air. It's,
That doesn't make it a bounce house.
it's
But
expensive
if you're
air,
bouncing
though.
on it, it's bouncy.
And it's expensive air. We only filled it full of mountain fresh air that we got from the mountains. So it costs a
What
little bit extra.
mountains did you go to?
That's a trade secret.
There's no mountains around here.
There's 2 or 3.
No, there's a couple of hills that are called mountain.
They're hard to get to the top of, and we pulled it off just for you so you could order the Rick Goals Bounce House floor only.
But they're not real mountains, is what I'm saying.
You can bounce up and down, just don't bounce side to side.
like Poli's mountains. They are just like 2 large hills.
The ballistic confetti bomb.
Moving on.
We moved on to the ballistic
That's
confetti
good.
bomb. So you know how everybody, when you normally, in a confetti type situation, you want to hand the confetti out to everyone so that they can all throw it because you need it to get spread around over everything. This bomb, you don't want to get too close to it, but when it goes off, everything's covered with confetti.
Now that's
Adam,
a party.
The pictures of these look remarkably like pipe bombs.
Yeah, they are. We covered a
And-
pipe bomb with like confetti and taped it all up.
And why is this one a glass jar full of nails and ball bearings?
Well, those are the trick version, to play a little prank on your family.
I don't think you can sell these, Adam. Like that is crossing some.
They are for sale.
Some legal boundaries right there that you shouldn't be crossing.
$30. You hit us up on the
no,
Rick
do
Gold.
not. These things are not for sale. They're being dismantled as soon as Adam goes home.
We haven't built them yet, but we will build them on pre-order. If you call us up, actually, you just message us on Facebook on the Rick Gold's Golden Goods, and we will meet you in an alley somewhere. Next one. We have one left. Come on, this is a good one.
Rick Gold's Build Your Own Construction Detour.
Okay, this one, it takes some thinking, but once you get around to it, it'll make sense, okay?
Who wants a detour?
You're having a party. I know you wouldn't understand this, James, because you never had a good party.
No,
but
I have all kinds of parties that are good that you two aren't invited to.
Well, imagine for once that you had one where they called the cops, That happens to me all the time because my parties are off the hook.
Off the hizzy.
They're off it.
Adam, they
Never
call the
happens,
cops because
James.
you're drunk and yelling naked in your front yard.
One time. Okay, one time. That's how it went down. Anyway,
James's parties don't even have a hizzy to be honest.
let's get down to what this product is for, okay? You're going to have a party. You know things are going to get out of control. The cops are probably going to come by. What do? You just block the street off. You make them think that the street's been taken out by construction. They won't leave. They'll leave you alone all night long. All night long.
All night.
See?
But you don't think the cops aren't just going to say, hey, why is this road blocked, and call it in, and then drive through the roadblock?
The cops are going to do that.
Yeah, that's
But
what
I think the cops are going to obey the law, James.
Yeah,
and the
that's-
law
The
is
cops
that you
are
don't go
obey
through
the
a
law? Are
construction
you
zone.
crazy?
It's their
The
job.
cops break the law all the
It's
time
their
because
job.
they can. Because it's their job, and they think they can
He's
get
just
away
mad
with
because
it.
he doesn't have a hizzy.
And because he's not a cop. He tried that one time, and he told them he was just going to break the law, and they fired him.
I never wanted to be a cop.